All right, in today's video, I'm going to show you a really easy way that you can add an atmosphere to your track using Valhalla Shimmer. Now, I'm sure you can use actually any reverb plugin for this. Like if you just take a Ableton reverb and put a long decay on it, but I'm going to use Valhalla Shimmer because Shimmer just sounds really great and it's really, really nice for these long, shimmering reverbs. So first, let's go ahead and take a listen to what we're working with here. So I have these plucks right here, and I like to group all of my instruments, like my big group, all of my mids and highs, and then this group within the group, my pluck instruments, they're all underneath here. That way I can process them all together. And so go ahead and just take a listen to how these sound by themselves. They're a little bit dead sounding. Go ahead and take a listen. And I do have a little bit of a delay on one of them, so that's helping a little bit, but let's go ahead and I'm going to grab Valhalla Shimmer and I'll show you how we can do this. The more advanced way to do this, how we're going to do it right now, is we're actually going to do some parallel processing. So I'm going to hit Control G, and this turns into an Ableton effect rack, and I'm going to go ahead and right click and do Create Chain. And what this does is now it's basically made two separate parallel versions of these plucks. And so it's going to get a little bit louder like this. And you can hear that's added a ton of that shimmer to it, but we don't want to do that. What we want to do is I'm going to go here, I'm going to reverb mode and do big stereo. I'm going to turn the mix all the way up, but now I'm just going to take the volume of this, and I'm just going to turn it way down to where you can't even hear it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that down, and then I'm just going to slowly dial it in until it adds this nice background, like shimmering atmosphere to the track. Go ahead and take a listen. Now let's hear it before and after. Okay, so this is one of those things that's really subtle. You might not even notice it about that much, but that's the thing about adding like an atmosphere. It's one of those things where you might not really be able to hear it. You don't think you can hear it, but you actually can, and you can kind of like sense it. And it really does make a difference when you add an atmospheric type effect to your track. When we talk about the depth of a track, so when you look at a mix, you can look at it as tall, so the frequency range, and then the width, so the panning, and then the depth, which is like how close the sound is to you versus how far away the sound is. And depth is one of those things where the more advanced you get, the more you understand depth. That's really when you start to make your tracks really when they start to get to more of that pro level. And so, you have a vocal up front or something else up front, and then you have a pad or whatever, or an atmosphere like this, and it's like way far back in the mix. It's like a really amazing 3D painting or drawing, and you look at it and you're like, wow, it's amazing that the artist was able to do that. You can think about it the same way when it comes to like a pro EDM track or mix. There's so much more depth to it than if you listen to like an amateur mix or production. Okay, so I encourage you to play around with that and see how it sounds in your own tracks. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. And if you are an EDM producer and you're wanting to really get good at mixing and mastering your music and really bring your music to that next level, go ahead and look in the description below and book a Zoom call with me, and we'll see about getting you enrolled in my course and also my community. So book that call, and I look forward to talking to you soon. All right, see ya.